Hello everyone, I am Mohammed Faisal, information security and data privacy professional. Today I am going to talk about the impact of AI governance on privacy and security. Why AI governance matters. AI is changing everything from how hospitals predict diseases to how banks detect fraud, how cars drive themselves, how teachers personalize their lessons, how factories prevent equipment failure before it happens, and even how governments plan city traffic or energy using this AI technology. But with all that power comes there is one big question. How do we keep AI systems safe, fair, and accountable? That's where AI governance comes into the picture. Think of AI governance as a rule book for responsible AI, a set of policies, rules, and practices that decide who is accountable for the system, how systems are built, and how risks are managed. Without it, AI can easily cross the line, invading privacy, leaking personal data, or making biased decisions that actually harm people. So, governance isn't just about a checklist. It is what separates trustworthy AI from dangerous AI. And the two areas it impact most directly are privacy and security. What is privacy and security mean in AI? Before we go deeper, let's quickly clear up what these two actually mean. Privacy is about how personal data is handled, who collected this data, why was it collected, and is it being used only for that purpose? For example, take a healthcare AI system. If it uses patient records, privacy rule is to make sure that the data is anonymized, stored securely, and not to reuse for marketing or surveillance purpose. Now, when it comes to the security, it is about protecting the AI system and the data inside it from attacks or manipulation. It's what stopped hackers from stealing training data, injecting malicious input to fool the model, or tampering with outputs to cause harm. In short, privacy protects people and their data, security protects the system and its integrity, and AI governance ties them together with structure and accountability. How governance protects privacy. Now, let us see how governance protects privacy. Let's start with the privacy. Because AI systems run on data, and most of that data comes from us. We feed data to the system. Good governance ensures developers handle that information the right way, starting right from the design phase. This principle is often called privacy by design. Here it is how it works in practice. There are few principles in data privacy. Purpose limitation principle. It is like use data only for the reason you collected for it. If an insurance AI collects data for risk assessment, it can't suddenly start using it for marketing or profiling. So next principle is like a data minimization. Collect only what's necessary. If 5 data points can do the job, don't take 50. Don't ask for someone's passport copy if an ID number is enough. So there is the next principle is lawfulness, fairness, and transparency. People have the right to know what's happening with their data. That means clear explanation should be given, not 10 page of legal documents where a user cannot understand, where people cannot understand. So it should be simple and short. The next principle is user control. Give people real choices like consent, opt out option, delete my data option, and that sort of control should be there. When it comes to the principle of storage limitation, don't keep personal data forever. If your customer's been inactive for years, delete it securely. So these are not just good practices, they are legal requirements under frameworks like the EU AI Act and GDPR. A governance framework take these principles and make them part of everyday AI development. So instead of collecting first and worrying later, organizations should think, plan, and explain before they act. That's the power of governance in protecting privacy. Now, coming to the security, how governance strengthens security. Now, let's talk about the security. Because AI systems bring a new kind of vulnerability, they can be tricked, poisoned, or manipulated in ways traditional software can't. AI governance steps in here too by setting the ground rules of resilience, model security, and robustness, where developers are required to test how strong their models really are. That means running adversarial tests, feeding tricky or corrupted data to see if the AI can be fooled. If it can, they fix it before deployment. Data integrity and monitoring. Governance demands continuous monitoring to ensure data has not been tampered with. Technique, Techniques like hashing and secure pipelines make sure what goes in and what comes out stays trustworthy. When it comes to the integrity and confidentiality, while talking about the security, encrypt data, enforce access controls, and monitor for leaks. You are not just locking the doors, you are watching who holds the key. So, governance defines how to respond when something goes wrong. It is like an incident response. Who is responsible, how it's reported, how fast recovery happens, all clearly mapped out. And this one's critical. Humans must always have the final say in important AI decisions. That means audit trials, override options, and accountability. Together, these measures turn we hope it's safe into we can prove it is safe. That's the real strength of AI governance for security. Now, how we are going to balance this security and privacy in the AI system? The balancing act between privacy and security. And now here's where things get interesting. Privacy and security don't always pull in the same direction. Privacy says collect less data. Security says collect more logs and evidence to detect threats. So how do you balance that? So here comes the governance. Good governance ensures that the data collected for security doesn't violate people's privacy. For example, when monitoring network activity to detect cyber attacks, policies define exactly what can be recorded, who can see it, and how long it is stored. That's how governance harmonizes privacy and security. So instead of competing, they actually reinforce together. Why governance builds trust? At the end of the day, people won't trust AI unless they trust the rules behind it. AI governance builds the trust by showing systems are not only effective but also ethical and secure. It proves that data isn't misused, systems can't be easily hacked, and every decision can be explained and traced. Framework, Frameworks like the EU AI Act, NIST AI Risk Management Framework, and ISO 42001 all share the same vision. AI that's safe, fair, and transparent. When governance works, privacy and security stop being as a roadblocks. They become the foundation of trustworthy AI. The real impact of the AI governance on privacy and security is it transforms both from reactive defenses into built-in design principles. Privacy is not just about hiding data anymore. It's about giving people control. Security is not just about locking system down. It's about keeping AI resilient and reliable. With proper governance, organization can build AI that's intelligent, accountable, explainable, and secure by design. Because at the end of the day, technology only earns trust when it respects the people it serves. Thank you.